Picture this. It's 14 billion years ago and the universe is the size of a tennis ball. Inside this universe there is energy, but it's so hot that nothing can form. Think of this energy as steam. And you know what happens to steam when it cools down? It turns into water droplets. The same way, when the universe expands and cools down, the energy changes form. If it was steam before, it is now water droplets, metaphorically. These water droplets are what we call atoms, the particles that make up everything in our universe. These atoms are never still. They constantly move around and join other atoms to create molecules. Think of them as bricks that combine to build a structure. These structures become the gases, the stars, the planets, and RNA molecules. The problem is, the atoms that make up everything break apart from each other, so nothing stays the same. They have no choice. They constantly vibrate and collide with the other atoms in the environment. Just like a brick or two might get knocked off a wall because of heavy rain or wind, the atoms in the molecule chip away and float in every direction. This phenomenon is the key to understanding why we are alive and suffer so much. Entropy is just another law of the universe that influences everything around us. Due to entropy, things always go from a state of order to disorder. You put a cup of hot tea on the table and it will slowly turn cold. You leave an ice cube on the ground and it will melt. Entropy is the reason we die. Because of entropy, energy tends to spread out. There are far more places an atom could be than being fixed in one place. The atoms in the hot cup of tea vibrate rapidly. This is why it's so hot. But when colliding with the slow vibrating atoms of the air, they slow down while the air atoms become faster. This is how it transfers its heat, energy, to the environment. The tea turns cold while the air becomes a little warmer. Energy was concentrated on the tea, but it spread out into the environment. The ice cube's atoms don't move around, they're locked in place. But when the fast-moving atoms of the warm air collide with them, they transfer their energy. The ice cube atoms move and break free from their locked position, while the air atoms get slower. When the ice melts and turns into liquid, it's free to move and spread its energy around. When you die, your body releases your atoms and energy into the environment. But living things are different. Your body avoids disorder for decades before succumbing to it. Your body loses countless atoms to the environment, but it replaces them with new ones. In fact, atoms that made up your body 5 years ago have all been replaced. But how come living things manage to cheat entropy, even if it's for a little while? In the early stages of the universe, atoms formed to create molecules, but none of them survived until one molecule, DNA, learned to copy itself before its atoms broke apart. Its copies made more copies of themselves. Those copies made even more copies, even though they were imperfect. And so evolution began. Over time, it learned to protect itself from the environment by hiding in a bubble. The first cell was born. Next, it took atoms from the environment to replace the atoms that it lost, inventing food. Over eons, it evolved into bacteria, worms, and fish. Every evolution helped it fight better against the universe's tendency to break its atoms apart. Fast forward to hundreds of millions of years, that same molecule that learned to copy itself is now branched into a gazillion different species. One of them is us, humans. We have defied the law of the universe by whatever means necessary. We gained consciousness, started living in groups, invented languages, cultures, art, weapons, and religions. We spread far across different continents to tame the wild. We created civilization. If you look at it from the perspective of evolution, all of these serve a purpose in our survival. Consciousness enhances our understanding of the world. Living together means we can fend off predators easily and share our resources. Language helps us remove misunderstanding to avoid conflict and pass down our valuable knowledge to the next generation. Culture unites us through rituals and tradition. Art helps us appreciate the world so we can continue to live. Weapons help us fight hostile predators and humans. Religion gives our lives meaning and direction. Living in different climates means we have a more diverse population, so we might have a better chance against diseases. Civilization ensures our population can reproduce in large numbers by having law and order. It seems as if everything we have done so far is to continue our ancestors' battle against entropy, and we are paying heavily as a result. Consciousness makes us too aware of our world, so that we question the purpose of our own existence. The same tribalism that saves us makes us go to war and commit genocide. The same language that helps us understand each other becomes a tool for creating hatred between us. The same culture that makes us unique separates us from other humans. The same weapons that protect us destroy us as well. The religion that gives us meaning also becomes a delusion that takes our life in the wrong direction. Conquering every corner of the world has driven countless other species to extinction. Civilization has given us safety, but also reduced us to mere slaves for the elites. We successfully defeated the universe and survived. No, we thrived, at a cost. But nobody answers the real question. What's the point? What are we striving for? We go through so much suffering for what? So we could pass down our genes? And then our genes pass down their genes? On and on until we achieve what? It's like a game of hot potatoes, but we don't know the reward for winning. Scientists will say that there is no why. It's just the laws of physics and chemistry, they say. A molecule fought the law of entropy and won. So all of our scientific and artistic achievements, all of our relationships, all the pain and suffering is the result of a single molecule that started to make its own copies? If our main job is to carry the torch passed down to us by this molecule, do we even have free will? This is where philosophy comes in handy. Oh wait, isn't philosophy just another cope created by our brain so we could continue living to pass down our genes? Some personal philosophies do make us selfless, causing us to forget our own survival for something else. Like a person jumping in front of a car to save a pet, a priest staying celibate for spiritual reasons, or an artist spending his whole life creating art that he knows won't bring him any money. Honestly, we do not have the answers yet. Maybe there is meaning to our struggle and we will get the answers after death. Maybe there is a God. Maybe we are living in a simulation. Honestly, not having the answers is fine. As long as we keep asking why, life remains full of possibilities.